The regular meeting of the Gary Redevelopment Commission of Wednesday, March 20th, 2024 is now called to order. Roll call.
Thank you, Commissioner Rogi. Commissioner Hall. Here. Commissioner Clemens. Commissioner Stone.
Present.
Commissioner Wilkins.
I'm here.
Mr. Johnson. Let it be noted that Commissioner Chambers and Commissioner Clemens and Mr. Johnson are absent at this time.
Okay. Acceptance of the agenda for March 20th, 2024.
Move to accept the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call.
Commissioner Hall.
Yes.
Commissioner Chambers. Commissioner Clemens. Commissioner Stone.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes. All right. Certification of record of the executive session held March 20th, 2024. I hereby certify that nothing has been discussed in the executive session held immediately before this open meeting, except those items specified and listed in the notice. The board go along with that?
Move to accept. Or to certify.
Second motion.
Very good. And roll call.
Commissioner Hall.
Yes.
Commissioner Stone.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkins.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Public comment. Public comment is on agenda items only. What do we have?
Good evening, or good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Jane Marcinkowski. I have a couple items that I would like to discuss overall, and one is about one of the items on the agenda as well. One is on the website, there's been no updating of the minutes or agenda. We used to previously be able to go on and see the agenda. If that could happen, that's very helpful, and the minutes as well. Secondly is, it would be handy to have the public comments at the end, the way they used to be.
Yeah.
So after you hear everything and see everything, then you can comment. I think that makes a little more logical sense. And the other item, the third item is, and I think this was brought up previously, Chris, with some of the people that were here earlier in the January meeting, is about more information on the agenda of what the companies are or how they're connected. So, because there's not much information on here, or even on the website, even beforehand to try and preview. And with that said, item number 15 is, I'm just trying to find out who the Bolton CDC is. I don't know if that's the one that's connected to what the company is. And again, circling back to my comment previously, is just more information so that you can actually kind of understand the bigger picture of each of these items on the agenda. So I don't know if Bolton is an organization connected to, someone had mentioned Faith Farms. I don't know if that's true or not, but if we could find more information, it would be really helpful. And that's it. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioner. I'm Tony Glenn. Of course, I know quite a few of you sitting up there. And I've been before this commission well over the last 4 years. But one of the things I want to bring up, something that Janie touched bases on. And I wanted to know, what is actually a memorandum agreement between Bolton CDC? That's a good question. Is there any explanation as to that? What is that?
Question and answer.
Okay, all right. So that's my question, my comment.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
This is my first time here, so I have to
just,
Can I
I guess you
only
might
make-
have 3 minutes.
Oh, well, can we make it short? Am I only talking about these items? I do have a
Yeah.
question on the minutes.
The comments should be limited to the agenda items only.
Mine is about the building and the building, so how do I get that on the agenda?
We could have a conversation after, but because if there's no business, then it won't be on the agenda, so we can have a conversation about the.
Okay. Acceptance and approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on February 21st, 2024.
I move to accept the minutes.
Second.
Moved in second. And roll call.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Commissioner Rowley?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Okay. Acceptance and approval of the minutes of the special meeting held on February 28th, 2024.
I have a amendment to the minutes. Just to reflect that at the time of reconvening, and this statement just before it, I left at 5:50 p.m., not at 5. So with that one amendment, I move to accept the minutes.
Second.
And there's a second. Include the amendment.
Yes.
Very good. Roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
And Commissioner Rowley?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Receive and open request for proposals for 601 Ridge Road located in the city of Gary. Receive and
I move to close bidding for the property at 601.
very good.
I second.
Move to close bidding and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
And Commissioner Rowley?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
And I move to open bids for the property.
I second that motion.
We'll roll call that.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
And Commissioner Rowley?
Yes.
The motion is carried.
All right. All right, we have a proposal. Oh, sorry. Okay, all right, we have a proposal by Payday Group Check and Real Estate. Raheem Aldecker, authorized representative. Their address is 51 East Milton Road, Gary, Indiana, 46403. In reference to subject property 601 West Ridge Road, Gary, Indiana, 46408, in the amount of $6,000. And this is the only proposal that we have received for this property at 601 West Ridge Road, Gary, Indiana.
I move to next step. I guess to recess. No, I move to refer to staff. The bid received.
Okay. Did you get that, sir? Okay, roll call.
Thank you. Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
And Commissioner Rowley?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
All right. Okay. So, we're ready to award a bid for request for proposals for 601 Ridge Road, located in the city of Gary. Please give an overview.
Sure. We determined that Payday Group Check and Real Estate is the lowest, most responsive bidder. We recommend to award the bid to Payday Group Check and Real Estate Incorporated in the amount of $6,000. To give context and overview, this entity is the owner of this block, the 600 block of West Ridge Road. They own the old apartment unit that caught fire a few years ago. They acquired that with intentions to develop that site along with the site that is before us here at 601 West Ridge Road for the opportunity to develop a restaurant facility. Between those parcels, having an opportunity of that mixed use along with fitting in with the comprehensive plan for the city of Gary along the Ridge Road corridor, this is a development that we'd like to move forward with in good faith. So we'll be convening and having a discussion regarding a contract agreement. I've shared with the team that we want to make sure that development in the future, especially on the site, that it's aesthetically pleasing. We are not happy with the block boxes that currently exist, and they've been made very well aware of that, and we will be holding them accountable on the disposal of this property to make sure that we have a higher level of design standard aesthetic similar to the property that they have on US 30. So that's been communicated to this team, and definitely looking forward for this opportunity.
I move to approve Resolution 7458.
I'll second the motion.
And I'd like to comment.
Yes.
Two things. First, you said it was the lowest bid. It's actually the selling price. It's the highest bid, but it's the only bid. And I want to note that the bid is over the minimum price that was determined by our appraisers.
What's the minimum? How much was the minimum?
5,000.
Yeah, 5,000.
Okay. Roll call.
Thank you. Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stalling,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
All right. Request for approval of resolution number 7459, a resolution authorizing the ratification of a professional services contract with Door and Window Guard Systems, Inc., that's dogs, some people say, to install specialized security doors and windows at various locations. Mr. Harris.
Sure. The commissioners determined that the Door and Window Guard Systems Dogs is the best contractor to provide security, door, and window installation at the Genesis Center in 839 Broadway. The total amount of the installation and the rental equipment for the year shall not exceed $34,495. The Commissioners and President Secretary authorized the ratification of the contract amount between the Commission and the dogs further authorized the Redevelopment Commission Executive Director, myself, the Commission Attorney to execute the contract agreement for the amount not to exceed $34,495. Therefore, staff recommends to approve Resolution 7459.
I move to approve Resolution 7459.
I'll second the motion.
Moved and second, any discussion? Roll call.
Thank you. Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stalling,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Request for approval of resolution number 7460, a resolution authorizing the execution of a professional services contract with Gatlin Plumbing and Heating for the de-winterization services at the Gary South Shore Roadcast Baseball Stadium. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. The commission has determined that Gatlin Plumbing and Heating Incorporated is the best contractor to provide de-winterization services at the Gary South Shore Railcats Baseball Stadium. The commissioners, president, and secretary are hereby authorized to execute a professional service contract with Gatlin Plumbing and Heating to provide de-winterization services at the Gary South Shore Railcats Baseball Stadium located at 1 Stadium Plaza, Gary, Indiana. Therefore, staff recommends to approve Resolution 7460.
Yeah.
I move to approve resolution 7460.
Second motion.
Moved and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stallman,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowley.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Request for approval of resolution number 7461, a resolution approving the memorandum of agreement between the Gary Redevelopment Commission and Bolton CDC. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. Bolton CDC is a non-profit corporation created under the laws of the state of Indiana with the primary focus of creating social, economic, and environmental equity for residents in Gary, Indiana. And therefore, above referenced parties enter into agreement to work in a cooperative fashion to accomplish the shared objectives which will mutually be beneficial to all parties and the citizens of Gary as a whole. The agreement is attached in Exhibit A. The commissioners, president, secretary, authorizing executive director, and the commission attorney to enter into final negotiations and execute an MOA between the Gary Redevelopment Commission and Bolton CDC. And before we move forward with a motion, I do want to share with the public that this MOA is a similar MOA that we have established with the Gary Housing Authority, with the Faith Farm CDC, and now Bolton CDC. The Bolton CDC is a small community development corporation located in the Emerson neighborhood of the city. I had the pleasure of having a presentation be shared with myself and my staff regarding what work that they've conducted themselves. They've executed developing, rehabbing 2 homes themselves through their own funds and their own finances. They are members of the community. They've been born and raised in the Emerson neighborhood, and they knew that in effort to be able to move forward in a meaningful way, they had to show their salt, and they had to show that they had investment in themselves, right, to be able to rehab 2 homes in the Emerson neighborhood, to show that there's good faith effort there to be able to acquire what are properties that are currently delinquent, currently have not been utilized for some time, right, have been occupied, being able to create the ability to be able to rehab homes in a meaningful way, in a meaningful fashion. That's what redevelopment commissions are supposed to do. We're supposed to redevelop, and we have tools based on state code to work in agreement with community development corporations. That's why we exist. We're more than just a demolition tool. We're also a development tool, and we should be working with CDCs, and we're provided state statute to be able to dispose of property to developers to get them back on the tax roll for the city's benefit. So that's the reason why I moved forward to creating an MOA. It's really an agreement showing that we want to work in good faith with this entity. This MOA is not promising any property to this entity. It's just a good faith effort to show that they have shown that they have developed in the community. They have the ability and the wherewithal to be able to do more in this neighborhood. That's what we want. They put their money to fruition, and they've actually executed. So that's why I've entered into this MOA, and I'm asking the commission to enter into this agreement in good faith to be able to work with this entity. So just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you. That was a good explanation. Board.
I move for the approval of resolution number 7461.
Second.
Moved and second, and roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stallman,
Yes.
and Commissioner Rowley.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
And request for approval of resolution number 7462, a resolution authorizing the execution of a professional services contract with Premistar for HVAC services in the Gary Railcast Baseball Stadium. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. The Board of the Redevelopment Commission in the City of Gary has determined that the following contractor, Premistar, is the best contractor to provide HVAC services to the Gary South Shore Railcats Baseball Stadium. The Commissioners, President, and Secretary are authorized to execute a professional service contract with Premistar to provide HVAC services to the Gary South Shore Railcats Baseball Stadium located at 1 Stadium Plaza, Gary, Indiana, for the amount of $29,640. The contract ends on December 21st, 2024. Therefore, staff recommends to approve resolution number 7462.
I move for the approval of resolution 7462.
Second?
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stoney,
Yes.
and Commissioner Logan.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
A request for approval of resolution number 7463, a resolution authorizing the ratification and execution of a professional services contract with all state appraisal to provide appraisal service.
Thank you. The Commissioners have determined that Allstate Appraisal is the best contractor to provide appraisal services. The Board of Redevelopment Commissioners of the City of Gary authorized the Executive Director and Commission Attorney to finalize negotiations and execute a professional services agreement for the appraisal services for the amount not to exceed $30,000. The contract term expires on December 31st, 2024. Therefore, staff recommends to approve Resolution 7463.
Approve for the resolution number 7463.
Second?
Moved and second, so roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Clemens, rather Commissioner Stallings,
Yes.
and Commissioner Logan.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Okay. Request for approval of resolution number 7464, a resolution authorizing the ratification and execution of a professional services contract with Gorman Group to provide appraisal services.
Thank you. Now, the Commissioners have determined that the Gorman Group is the best contractor to provide appraisal services. The Board of Redevelopment Commissioners of the City of Gary authorized the Executive Director, the Commission Attorney to finalize negotiations and execute a professional services agreement for the appraisal services for the amount not to exceed $30,000. The contract term expires on December 24th, 2024. Therefore, the staff recommends to approve Resolution 7464.
I move for the approval of resolution number 7464.
Second?
Okay, moved and second, and roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stallings,
Yes.
Commissioner Logan.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
Request for approval of resolution number 7465, a resolution authorizing the award and execution of professional services contract with Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors for accounting services. Mr. Harris.
Thank you. The Board of Commissioners have determined that Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors, LLC, is the best contractor to perform the work necessary to draft TIP management report for the Redevelopment Commission for April of 2024. The Board of Redevelopment Commissioners for the City of Gary, the President and Secretary hereby authorize the Redevelopment Commission, Executive Director, and Commission Attorney to enter into final negotiations and execute a professional services contract with Baker Tilly and Municipal Advisors for a contract not to exceed $12,500. The service contract term expires on December 31st, 2024. Therefore, staff recommends to approve Resolution 7465.
I move for the approval of resolution number 7465.
Second?
Moved and second. So roll call.
Commissioner Hall,
Yes.
Commissioner Stallings,
Yes.
and Commissioner Logan.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
All right. have some things to discuss.
Yes, yes. So here, first off, I want to welcome everyone watching our meeting. I want to be able to provide context to what we do, and I really want to provide a platform where we can help everyone understand what the Redevelopment Commission does, what we're responsible for. Many times we see redevelopment, we see demolition. A lot of people associate redevelopment with demolition here in our city. But we, are now, the tides have turned when it comes to the level of interest in the city, the level of support that we have, whether it be on the state level, whether it be on the local or regional level, about encouraging development here in the city. There are opportunities that we have to work with community development corporations that have proven the ability to be able to execute, and we want to be able to make sure that we have an opportunity to work with them and grow our city from the inside out. When it comes to the end demolition effort, I definitely want to thank everyone involved when it comes to Reed Riley, all the contractors who donated their time and labor to be able to help us stabilize the neighborhood. Choosing that neighborhood was very intentional. We found the opportunity that when it comes to the level of blight in the neighborhood, it was something that was manageable, that we felt like we could tackle, along with the major investments that are taking place surrounding the neighborhood when it comes to the new Miller Station, when it comes to the double tracking nearing its completion. Understand that there is interest in the city of Gary. It's not that interest doesn't exist. We're working to refine our processes, whether it be here in the redevelopment department, whether that be in other departments within the city of Gary. Our effort is to be able to streamline our process to make sure that we're efficient, that we're responsive to the public, and that things are moving along that we were responsible for. Forgive me for some changes, but just understand that we're really, intending to move forward and being efficient. When it comes to transparency, I want to address that because we've had some issues with our not our internet service provider, but our server. Anyway, the entity that managed our websites, in the past, we got through a hurdle, and each department has its own portal. And initially in the past, we were able to upload that information directly to our own department portal. Right now, I think our meeting agendas and notices are going to the public notices page of the Gary.gov website. And so we can get our department website updated with new information. One thing that I know that the public has asked several times is a list of property that the city of Gary owns. We are working to be able to share that with the public because we understand that there are small-scale developers, there are people, there are Garyites that want to have the ability to be a part of the growth of the city. I hear it loud and clear. I hear it just about every week. And we want to be transparent and then just trying to get through some IT internal issues. I'm hoping that by the end of April that we're able to get that resolved, at least for our department, and being more transparent not only with our meeting agendas and notices, but also when it comes to the information of the property that is in our possession. When it comes to public comment, I changed the public comment in good faith to allow the public to be able to speak on the items before we vote. I thought that it made logical sense that I hear from the public before we vote to give our commission members the opportunity to maybe reconsider, maybe table an item for reconsideration as opposed to voting on it, and then allowing for public comment on the agenda items only after we've already done our business. So I made that effort in good faith to be transparent with the public, and I intend to keep it that way because I believe that makes more logical sense when it comes to items on the agenda. Now, when it comes to the depth of what's in the ether, I can work with my team and figure out how we can share more information with the public so that you're more armed and equipped to be able to talk and speak about an item before we vote in the public comment section. But I intend to keep the public comment section where it is currently. When it comes to our efforts, in the city, we have a transformative opportunity. Like I said, we were able to pass our MOU with the Notre Dame School of Architecture. That program will be starting roughly in August because we're trying to align ourselves with the new school year curriculum. But when we have more information to share with the public about efforts in developing a design standard for our downtown and developing housing templates for small-scale developers, we want to be able to make sure the community is a part of that effort and being a part of this transformative opportunity to redevelop the city. There are a lot of exciting, positive, things that are happening, and just like you may have heard the headlines about Indiana Sugars. Indiana Sugars, I worked with the mayor to be able to communicate with Indiana Sugars that we want them here in the city. We worked out some internal documents even upstairs. We're digging through, staff is digging through old file cabinets trying to determine the property that we had at stake. And in Buffington Harbor, we were able to come up with a very positive agreement with Indiana Sugars with no need of any TIF funding, no need from any public resources. This is a homegrown company that's been here for over 100 years, and now they're able to expand. They're going to create their headquarters in that corner of the city, and they're going to be able to utilize that deep water seaport to be able to get their goods out internationally. A lot of people don't know that Buffington Harbor is a deep water port. If you look at the old archives, like the nerd, like myself, going through the old newspaper archives, I realized and I saw the headline that it was the largest, the deepest freshwater port in the whole Great Lakes when it was constructed in 1925. So now we have the ability, in a new life, to be able to keep that harbor active and build on the synergy that Indiana Sugars provides when it comes to more development opportunities for us as a city. The food industry, is a real industry, right? And we need food every day, right? So understanding the resources that we have with fresh water, access to rail, and our infrastructure, we have an opportunity to really grow with Indiana Sugars as well. So we're very excited, very proud, John Yanover, and very excited to work under the pleasure of the mayor to help make that happen. But we're just at the tip of the iceberg. Very excited about items that are in the queue, and we ask that you be patient as we make some changes. But if there's anything that you need, please let myself or my staff know so that we can correspond with you about future opportunities. So that's all I had to say for my discussion. So I'll turn it over to you.
Well, okay, and I'll go a little bit, another step in what you're saying. We do have interest in properties and so forth, and to be able to sell these properties, we have to appraise them. And so what we did today gives us appraisal services online to get these properties that we've been holding on to forever, some of them, appraised and out for bid. So that's my comment. And Mr. Hall, do you have?
No, I'll second everything that Director Harris said.
Okay, Mr. Stolley?
Not at this time, just glad to be a part of the board and see some of the things that we have in the queue. And I will second what you said as it relates to our constituents can be a little patient, that we will make sure that we get the information out to them, because I believe in being transparent in anything that I'm a part of. So.
Okay. Is there agenda items for next? Not yet. I move to adjourn. Oh, I love it. Is there a second?
Yes.
Move in second, and roll call.
Commissioner Hall?
Yes.
Commissioner Stoller?
Yes.
Commissioner Roby?
Yes?
Motion is carried.
Oh, yeah, I have to get this thing. Okay.
See, we could have
We ask questions now.
Public expression before and after